NBC's Ron Mott is our man in Sanford, Florida. He's been following this case very closely. Ron, first of all, what was the first week like?
Well, it was fascinating, Craig. You were down here for some of it. It was a fascinating week to watch these two sides try to build their cases. The prosecution, piece by piece, trying to build a case, and then right on their heels, the defense will come back, try to knock that case down piece by piece. Yesterday, you had a couple of neighbors on the stand talking about the fight itself and that question that everybody wants to know the answer to: who was on top in that fight? But of course, a lot of people still buzzing about the sparks that flew here a few days back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to recess for the evening and for the weekend.
With the sequestered jury off this weekend at a secret location, week 2 of testimony in George Zimmerman's second-degree murder trial is set to begin on Monday as prosecutors continue laying out their case against him.
When you first came into contact with the defendant that evening, did he appear to be in shock, sir?
No.
Friday, the state called the first person on the scene after Trayvon Martin was shot, who said Zimmerman appeared calm despite bleeding, asking the man to call his wife to let her know what happened.
Kind of cut me off and he says, "Just tell her I shot someone."
Martin was unarmed, and Zimmerman says he killed the 17-year-old in self-defense last year. He has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. The jury also heard from another neighbor who called 911.
Okay, and you can hear somebody yelling for help?
I'm pretty sure the guy's dead out here. Holy
testifying he saw Martin on top of Zimmerman as they fought.
The person who you now know to be Trayvon Martin was on top, correct?
Correct.
Nearly 24 witnesses have testified.
Here we call Rachel Gentile.
And the most riveting Q&A so far pitted Zimmerman's attorney, Don West, against a 19-year-old high school student.
You listening?
Their clashes reignited the topic of race that has surrounded the case, especially online, generating a firestorm of activity on Facebook and Twitter.
I thought, in fact, that you said that it could have been, for all you know, Trayvon Martin smashing George Zimmerman in the face is what you actually heard.
What?
Yeah, just earlier today.
By who?
By you.
You ain't get that from me.
Rachel Gentile talked by phone with Martin in his final moments, saying he used a racial slur to describe a man following him.
Describing the person is what made you think it was racial?
Yes.
And that's because he described him as a creepy ass cracker?
Yes.
All right, testimony resumes here on Monday morning, and the next big witness potentially everyone wants to hear from is the lead investigator in the case. He is the one who interviewed George Zimmerman multiple times, wanted to push for charges, but those charges, Craig, as you know, didn't come for 44 days and by an outside prosecutor.
Ron, there's also been some controversy that started over the past 24 hours or so over a picture posted by the daughter of defense attorney. There's the right here. What can you tell us about this tweet pic?
Well, I'm sure Don West would hope that knock-knock joke he told to start his opening arguments would be the last gaffe of this trial for him. His daughter, both of his daughters have been attending court regularly, and this is a tradition they have, Craig. After court, since they were little girls, they'd go for ice cream. Well, they did, and she took a picture. This picture was taken Monday or Tuesday, but it's the caption on that picture saying, "We beat stupidity." Problem was, she posted this on her Instagram and Twitter accounts on Wednesday. That's the same day that her dad went up against that the prosecution witness, Rachel Gentile, and a lot of folks read into that was a knock on her, and it has not played well in cyberspace. She has apparently since taken down her Instagram and Twitter accounts, and Don West has sort of issued a public sort of apology, if you will, saying he was disappointed in his daughter and ready to move on from that. A spokesperson for the defense team said that this is not how they've conducted themselves over the past year handling this case, and they're also disappointed.
NBC's Ron Mott in Sanford, Florida. Big thanks to you, Ron.
Okay.